Hi everybody and welcome to Mud Island Community Garden. We're going to show you today how to do some planting of some seeds. Now what I do is when I first started I found that I filled up my containers with soil, and then I realized when I put the seeds in and watered it, then all the seeds disappeared, got washed away, and I didn't really understand how to get it right. So the thing to do is you just you fill up your container like this, whatever you're using. Now listen, it doesn't have to be a big expensive thing like this, even though this isn't that expensive. You can use old cardboard, those cups that you get your tea and coffee in sometimes, even egg boxes and stuff like that. So don't worry about getting lots of expensive equipment. You need to press it down a little bit and add another layer. So we've done that, and then put another layer on top. See if we get that right. There we go. And then you get yourself some water. You water it first before you do anything else. You just water it first, and then what you want to do is to let that to soak in for about 5 minutes or so. Let it really soak in, get nice and wet. And in true Blue Peter style, I have one I did a little bit earlier, and then this is now all ready to go. So what I'm going to do is I'll just, for the next bit, take my evening gloves off. Next bit we're going to plant the seeds, but before I do that, just a little bit about the soil. And the soil kind of needs to be, it doesn't need to be really heavily nutritionally dense, because all of the seeds have food in them for their first bit of life. So don't worry about expensive soil and stuff like that, but it does need to be free draining, and it does need to have lots of moisture. Okay, so seeds. Now listen, you can plant, like say if you can cut a tomato in half if you wanted, especially with the kids, give it a try, put it in a pot with a bit of soil over it and see what happens, and you're probably going to be lucky. But remember, a lot of those things that you buy in the shop, the seeds are not, they're not sold for their seeds, they're sold for their fruit. So try and buy good seeds. We get from the Organic Centre and Irish Seed Savers. Try and buy good quality seeds, because not all of your seeds are going to germinate, which leads me to the next thing. I'm planting turnip, white globe turnip here, and the seeds are tiny. They're about the size of a pinhead. Very small. So what we do is we plant maybe two or three into each little module. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Now, for the purposes of this, we'll say that I've done the whole tray. And then what I'm going to do is just sprinkle on top, like you would sprinkle a bit of Parmesan cheese over something, just the tiniest little layer on top, and press it down. And what you'll find is the moisture will just come up into that top layer. You don't have to worry about it. And the trick with the depth that you plant them is you only planting them as deep as the size they are. So if that was a pea, it would go down the distance of a pea, but they're tiny. They just go on top, sprinkle on top, and then it's done. And then a really important thing is never forget, you want to put in the name of what you've planted, the full name. So for example, this is white globe turnip, the full name of the turnip and the date you planted it, because that's going to give you a bit of an idea. In 2 weeks time, if nothing's happened, you're going, what's going on here? So always very important, all on there, and then that's ready to go. So start tomorrow, it's never too late.